give me a moment to throw the link around to make sure everything's working properly, and as we wait for Sylvan to get here.
Undragon's your apocalypse.
You can't undragon the apocalypse. The apocalypse is already happening, and it is already lizards.
Instead,
We're doing our best.
apocalypsing the dragons.
You're going to have too much fun today, Yuri.
Wait, what?
You're going to have too much.
Right, yeah, duh. No, I just had a brain fart there.
It's fine. We all have them. We're all dumb here.
You had a co-sprain moment.
More dits per dits. Some of the Gremlin Watchers. But let's see.
Oops,
Yeah,
I'm
it's
in the wrong roll 20. Give me a second.
Lamau. Problem too many roll 20s.
Just remember, the correct term is a chat of goblins.
I have a Saturday game, so
It's fine.
Most of us have a Saturday game.
Games are fun.
Most of us have the same Saturday game.
I have
only-
multiple Saturday games.
Taco Cat, may I say something?
Sure.
What the fuck? Even the coast only does one game per day.
So the reason is literally just because I had multiple campaigns going, and then during the summer of last year, Saturday was the only day I was available for any of them.
That would
And
do
most
it.
of them haven't moved since.
That'd do it. Anyways, all the links have been thrown out. We're just waiting for Sylvan to get here, then I'll do the intro and all that stuff. Plan is for this session to be mostly RPing, so I've only gotten the first map of the mission ready. But it's going to be a bit of a tough one, I think, hopefully. So it should take, if we get to it this session, it should take you the rest of the session to crack it.
Ghost, do you want me to plan on the Halo drop?
Yeah, that's so hard. Yeah, it's probably yeah.
It worked last time we were in this scenario, but this time you want that stuff skipped too.
Yes, because we just did a city crawl.
Makes sense.
You know, this is going to be a very fun session tonight. Just tap that. Where the fuck did I put?
Don't think we
Imagine if this had happened 2 levels later and Blood just died to a disruption effect.
If this happened two levels later, I'd be a lot more mean of how I'm going to have a bastard spawn.
Wow, that was startling. I don't know why, but Mon was really loud on my headset right there.
He does that. I'm playing my own setup.
I don't think Kaz understands. Disruption is a save or die for undead.
You know. Yep. That only
Yeah,
take out one health bar.
I would be letting House have a lot of leeway on things like that.
Also,
only-
usually save or die things like that have a hit dice minimum.
Maximum.
Whatever.
Also, ADs respawn. That's kind of a thing they do. Yes. Checking Discord to see if Sylvan said anything. Boop.
So it's just our piece, it seems, for a while, so we don't need Sylvan immediately.
I know, but I like having everyone here as soon as I can. Consider it me being greedy.
I mean, really, our plan is to just put blood in the timeout box full of sunflowers.
Lamau. But
I think there's a limit to how many sunflowers she can have.
yes, there's a limit to how many flowers you can make. So
You know, the funny thing about pursuing this dragon into their lair is if I use a sunflower, then Arcos can use a CDI line.
I'm not sure which one.
You
think I
dare
know.
bring light to my lair? You must die.
I am not going. I am not going to be trespassing on Nintendo turf. I like having bones.
It's not even Nintendo. They licensed it out for that.
I like having bones.
Look, at this point, it's pretty much been taken over by the YouTube poop community.
It really has, though.
I like having bones that aren't made of YouTube poop. Anyways, yeah. Waiting for checking Discord again, see if someone responds to the Okay, I'll
Gee,
just do it.
I wonder what the eye is up to.
Anyways, I'll do the intro now. Just give me there. Hello, everyone. I'm ArkosDawn, your wonderful GM, and welcome to the 43rd session of Drakopocalypse. I think it is now.
You're counting?
Yes, I've been counting. I've been counting for the VOD. For the sake of my VODs. I have a channel where I
Oh,
store
no.
my VODs on YouTube. Anyways, back on topic. Welcome to session 43. With me tonight we have first up, we have Lucine, resident tactician all around pain in my ass, played by Redeem Sky. She has given the universe cancer.
Uh-huh.
It is extremely annoying. Next up, we have Ashley, our local NG inventor of mechs, and local woman who should never be allowed behind the wheel unless it's the apocalypse. And guess what? It's the apocalypse, played by Taco Cat.
When all else fails, throw a robot at it.
I mean, it's working so far. It's working so far. It's a miracle the robot hasn't come to life and tried to kill anyone yet, but it has been working.
If throwing a robot at it fails, throw a bigger robot at it.
I dread the shit you guys are going to make during the end game. Then next up we have our newest PC, Anima, played by Drakius. She's a plant lady with a very big gun who happens to completely and utterly ruin my plans for the previous session's combat encounter.
Worked for me.
To be fair, it was technically me who ruined it by realizing how it could be exploited.
And then I also stole the corpse, which I don't think she expected.
No, I kind of expected for you guys to do that shit. Anyways, next up we have Kirov, the closest thing we have to a generic fighter man in this sort of setting. He is also basically just an old FPS protagonist. His favorite weapon is literally a super shotgun. He is played by Atomic
I'm
Taco,
going
aka
to
Mon.
invent whole new. Oh, sorry.
No, played by Atomic Taco, aka Mon, because Taco Cat and Atomic Taco are both called Taco. Uh, you can now go, Mon.
Yes, I'm going to invent whole new war crimes.
Who's going to prosecute them? The dragons ate everyone. Anyway, so our last two players, Mio, who plays Io, and Sylvan, who plays Siona Rin, or Rin, are two other casters, both including Io, our healer, and Siona, our resident dark mage and crazy lady, are going to be a little bit late. I have a defined time frame from Io, but not from Sylvan. Just that Sylvan says he's gonna be here, so we'll just roll with it. Where we last left off, wrong tab. Where we last left off. Sparty was coming back from Anima's first mission out on the field, preventing a vampire drag from stealing the corpse of the first Arc Dragon the party killed. Anima does not, if I remember correctly, Anima isn't happy how the higher ups are planning on getting rid of the corpse.
No,
Not
not particularly.
Lucine is also rather unhappy with it, but that's because she wants to get it harvested.
Yes, I know. Lucine would rather Monster Hunter it down to the last one. Anyway, so we're opening up the scene back in Ascalon's in the main NG lab for Ascalon, which doubles as the Prometheus' hangar. In a corner of the room, Lucine is just putting her ass down in dragon form on top of Conquest's corpse to keep it from corrupting the local environment.
Oh no, she's not in dragon form at the moment.
Oh, I thought she was. Never mind.
No, she was sitting on she was just sitting on an Elysian crystal in human form.
I thought she was perching on it like a cat. My bad.
No, it's the exact same effect.
Should be. Yeah.
But consider cat vibes.
But
Well,
yeah.
in this case, she's trying to follow the Brass's request of not revealing she's a dragon until people are ready.
Yeah. Meanwhile, Kyra is just. Elizabeth have already introduced themselves. Kyra just flitters back towards Prometheus, starts doing his after battle check up and such as Elizabeth walks over to all of you. Alright, so Kyra told you about what the higher ups are planning, right?
Yes,
Mm-hmm.
She says, pointing
I
against
would like
Dumbledore.
to, at minimum, until we can deal with blood, I would like to request we put that off. I have a very dumb solution, but it should work.
Take it up
What?
with take it up with them. Take it up with them. The commander and everyone else are currently in the command bunker. Mr. Goldman leans back for a second, rubbing her chin, her dark red hair catching the light as she thinks. Something on the global map caught on the Overwatch map caught Mr. Goldman's attention, and he grabbed everyone. I'm not sure what. However, so she just shrugs. Hopefully nothing too bad. We have a lot of bullshit on our plate right now. Uh, she stops. Did you get the bloody bastard?
No.
Um. So he did not get the corpse. That is good.
I can see the corpse. Yes, he's still staring at.
He was.
You go.
He managed to get away, which
Unfortunate fucking
I'm
hell.
not making. I don't want to make assumptions. That could be what the higher ups are looking at.
Could be. I'm not sure. But yeah, I don't think it rejects you guys scrolling back in to say you got the job done. Done. My only word of advice is she's going to look more towards the US direction the interview is. Actually, no, I'll leave that for later. She's going to look to remind me. Did you bring Alexis for this mission or not? I can't remember off the top of my head.
You didn't let us bring anybody.
All right, I did. She's gonna look to you then, Lucine. Right, snaps her fingers. Lucine. Uh, Alexander also wants to talk to you and the rest of the Spears Squadron. It's got to do with the test subject for she frowns. You know what?
Is it the fact that he needs a new test subject? We know he needs a new test subject.
No, not that test subject. Different. The other one.
Oh, that test subject. Okay.
She nods.
And that would be cool.
Hello, do we have a Sylvan?
Mm-hmm.
Hey, Sylvan. Yeah, we're just picking up.
Prepare for sand damage.
Prepare for sand damage. Succubus is here. Yeah, just to quickly fill you in on what happened. Elizabeth was telling everyone the higher ups are in the command center because the satellite saw something, and that Alexander wants to talk to the entire party about the other test subject, the one that he didn't explode the brain of. So
Makes sense.
At least it's good to know we can just use that to explode other dragons.
Elizabeth nods.
Only at high densities.
Elizabeth nods. Well, I still have some reservations about the whole making it thing, but she shrugs. It exists, and I'm not against weaponizing it now. The fact that it exists, so bites her lip for a second as she leans back, running a hand through her hair. I'd. I have a couple ideas for how we could do so, but That's going to be after once Alexander's done his full list of material properties and all that stuff.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
I know I've been setting some crystals aside for when people are ready to work with them.
We just want to make sure we know exactly what we're doing, so they well, please stop for a second. Don't blow up in the middle of the gun. That'd be bad. Anyways, I'd love to chat, but
Yep.
Right,
unfortunately,
speaking of, I think I need one of those, some duct tape and a wooden stake.
first Elizabeth's going to raise her finger. Anyways, I need to get going now with Fakir with the Prometheus' weapons. Weapons playing guard duty was a bit of a time waster for me. So I guess he just waves a hand and quickly rushes over to Kyrus side as they get to work to Prometheus, freeing up the party. So
Right. We probably need to go to the bosses first.
we're gonna be heading to the command center then. Anyone object?
No, that's fine.
Uh, that sounds like something worth knowing about.
Okay, give me a second to update the map by subbing people who aren't supposed to be in the GM layer. Give me a second.
Okay, so what's on fire this time?
Give me a second. Give me a second. Also first, Drac, choose where Anima sits at the table, please, just so I don't have to, just so she's not awkwardly standing next to Michigan.
Don't have control of this token, but
Give me a second. Why do you not have control over this token? Give me a second.
think you place this one.
Because Roll20 is a bundle of jank.
I'll just put you next to the funny gun man. Is that a problem?
Now there's two of them.
Sion was in the GM layer because he wasn't here last time. Here we go.
Okay,
This
over
works.
over there, I guess.
Sorry, just
Leon should probably be above EO.
it's how it's been for a while. For a while, I'm not gonna touch it. Alexander's not here, so it's only so to the GM layers. You guys describe the scene when you guys go in. So the free leaders of Ascalon and Command, as well as Mr. Goldman, are all tightly clustered on the table this time, looking over the live feed from the Overwatch satellite as you all pile in. They're muttering quickly to each other, tapping on the table. There's a tense atmosphere in the air, but you're not sure what's going on this time.
Alright, so what's on fire this time?
Commander Mission's going to look up, running of twirling his cigar. Ugh. It's not one thing, unfortunately. One thing's
Whoa.
one thing's a problem for now. The other's a problem for once we're done with this problem. First, he's going to gesture for everyone else to lean back a little bit so we can just zoom in the map. Because effectively at this point, Mr. Goldman's rigged up the center of the table with what is basically a giant touchscreen to display what the Overwatch is looking at. Scrolls over to somewhere in the southeast of New England. It looks like a big fucking cloud of the dragon factor flying through the air, flying through the air. I'm pretty, based on the readings we're getting, Mr. Commander Miskin starts. We're pretty sure that this is the. He leans back. Blood-sucking bastard. Or at the least, what he turned into after you blew him up.
Good old vampire rules.
Fucking hate. Fucking. Then Sophia mutters, fucking hate vampires. Okay, let's see him. The good news is, well, the bad news is he doesn't have a time limit, it looks like, from how long he can be active because the sun can't reach the surface because of the fucking twilight induced by the stars. She says, blonde hair just twirling it angrily as he thinks. But we can use this to follow the bastard back to his which means we should be able to just drop you guys onto it as soon as he's settling down. Plus, you're going to wait until he's actually physical in order to hurt him, unfortunately. Fucking vampires.
Anima will slowly raise her hand at that and say, I actually have a plant that basically takes all of the absorbed sunlight that's made it through and focuses it like it was a sun.
Sister Sophia stops.
We'll have the same problem. We'll have to. No amount of sunlight will prevent the need to kill it in its whole lair.
Effectively, yes. Vampires are tricky bastards like that. And to be honest, we might need to destroy whatever its horde counts as to break the tie. I'm not sure how the fuck vampire dragons work. My only request is ideally I would hope you don't maul the corpse too badly. My brother would like to study it.
At the moment, basically, you know how some people would throw knives up and down? She's doing that with a stake of Elysian Dragonite.
Don't vampires usually turn to dust after they die, though?
Sister Sophia
Dragon
does a like sometimes gesture for hands. That's more a movie fiction thing. I've actually fought vampires before. 9 times out of 10, when I stabbed them, they just fall to the ground and die. They only turn to dust if it's the sun that kills them.
Okay, well, these days it's kind of hard to differentiate what's movie fiction and what's real life now.
She snorts. The masquerade was
Well,
such a
the universe
stupid
hates us.
concept.
Kind of the norm now.
Well, if you
think I just-
if you know about vampires, you know any more obscure weaknesses they have?
None that being a dragon counteracts, I'm afraid. The the thing about not being able to enter without invitation is true, but well, she shrugs. A vampire dragon could, in theory, just smash the house.
Silver?
No, that's werewolves, unfortunately. Silver doesn't do much to vampires. They're not the kind of undead that get fucked by it. Anyways, here's the
Damn.
other
What
problem.
about mirrors?
Anyways, she's gonna cut this off with a waiver of her hands. Mr. Goldman, the other problem? He nods. Right, it's less a proper problem where we managed to get a better look at at Russia's territory, but gonna flick over to the picture of Russia. What what the Overwatch satellite has been able to see from Russia. Russia. Well, first there's the fucking giant ass railway dumb that's constantly moving on a network of rails that's more built up than what Russia has in real life. It's like a spider web of spider webs across the country, and the damn thing's always moving on it. But that's not what Mr. Goldman is paging to. No, what he's paging to is what looks like a well, at first glance, it looks like a canyon, and then you zoom in, and then he zooms in, and it just looks like a bloody gas cut in the earth with what looks like mining machinery swarming around it. Dirt, rocks,
Ooh.
metal, basically everything is being pulled up from the earth. They're not wasting a single little bit of it.
Hannibal will say, well, frack. That's not good.
Mr. Goldman nods.
That's
Please.
probably
what's
where
it
he's
not?
getting most of his resources.
You see a bloody gash in the planet?
Yes, I was going to get to that. Look at the giant fucking canyon is bleeding.
Oh, that kind of overrides my fracking joke. Never mind.
Hmm.
It is literally bleeding. Mr. Goldman's going to tap it. We have absolutely no idea what this stuff is. He says, tap it.
I can't blame you.
It looks like oil. If
Is
oil
it
was
anything?
if oil was the color of rusted iron.
Is it anything planet related that I would know of?
Uh, consider for a second. You're pretty sure that's the plant's blood. You're also pretty sure it's not supposed to be a
Uh,
physical thing.
Anima is going to be openly cursing, and she's just like, "Okay, we need to stop that like immediately now, please." Yes.
The Commander Mission's going to lean back and raise an eyebrow. What is it?
So you know how I am a human-sized physical manifestation of the planet? I mean, kind of.
Yes, we're planning on going over. Yes, I've, yes, the biologist nerds have been throwing a bunch of question marks up in your biology. We're considering throwing it at Alexander's way because it's fucking weird as hell. Yes,
You
Anima's
know
blood
how
is the
I
same
have.
color.
You know how I have blood.
Yes?
Well, so does the planet.
Mayor Jane's going to perk up and frown. That's the blood of the planet is the energy and the ley lines. Did the bastard cut open a fucking ley line?
Yeah, well,
What? What the
hey,
heck?
and that would mean there's a massive leak. But then again, aren't the ley lines fucking empty because they've been drained so badly?
Mayor Jane shakes her head. No, they're not drained. That's not the problem. The problem is the energy in. The problem is that the dragon factor's been seeping into it and corrupting their energy.
Right, yeah. I need to. I've been meaning to get in. I've been a bit distracted, but once things settle down, my next research is going to be on the ley lines.
Mr. Goldman,
You know, after we stop this, right?
Mr. Goldman frowns. That is definitely a problem. I'm going to need. This gives me a bad thought that I'm going to need to throw Alexander's way to see if it's practical. No, wait. No,
Yeah.
Lucine's right here. I think he's going to point a finger towards you, Lucine. Lucine, question for you.
What's up?
The planet has blood. The planet
Yeah?
has a soul. We know the dragon
Yeah?
factor is getting into the ley lines. Do you think we're at risk of having the planet? He trails off for a second,
Oh,
very
fuck me
awkwardly.
running.
What the heck?
Toast, would Lucine know that? Would Lucine be able to put together based on her knowledge that the answer is no?
Uh, remember- no, roll me roll me a knowledge check.
May I?
You can also, you can both do it.
Oh well, hell, I can't. I literally can't beat that. How'd you have with plus 31? Jesus Christ.
Buff stacking.
Advance is
stacking.
a powerful talent.
Buff stacking and talents and Lucine being kind of
And it's
crap in
also
general. But so,
well,
Okay.
no,
okay,
it's also this is her single highest stat by a lot.
okay. So what you know is this: it is indeed you're
I'll,
pretty sure it's
I'll roll it
possible for
anyway.
the planet to dragonify, but you don't think it's easy.
I mean, Lucine is basically going. Thing is, where did we originally got access to sacrifice magic at Gift of the Planet? She could do that, which means whatever if it is possible, it would require quite literally overturning enough sacrificial power, and that is not an easy task.
She would need to be wildly weakened, I think.
And she's been getting stronger with the more kills we get.
Commander Miskin huffs. Yes, but the giant bloody wound isn't going to be helping. He's going to stop for a second.
No, but most likely I would assume
Anima,
more is simply using it.
Sorry.
Anima, how dangerous is the wound to the planet?
Uh, and was going to kind of pause. Can I roll this again?
Yeah, add a +10 bonus to it too, because this is the kind of information the planet would have just shoved straight into your brain. So, this injury on its own isn't. This injury has potential to be fatal, but it's more a long-term fatal. This will kill the planet in like 10 years.
In 10 what?
10 years. This wound alone would kill the planet in 10 years.
Uh, nothing immediate the way it is. Well, not immediate in our terms, at least. 10-ish years the way it is, give or take. But if they're going to keep expanding it,
Michigan's gonna shake his head. If the Ark Dragon is capable of maintaining the wound in 10 years from now, we're already dead. At the rate of how we've been seeing them grow and progress from orbit. If the wound is still there, being maintained by it in 10 years, we're already dead. We're already dead, so it doesn't change much right now. He's gonna take a slow breath. Mr. Goldman, how quickly do you think the Ark Dragon could create more wounds such as these? Ascalon's head geek tech nerd leads back, frowns, pulls out a calculator and starts calculating a couple of numbers. Based on what I'm
I'm
seeing,
pretty sure War is in a unique position to do this a lot faster than the others.
Industry's pretty good at killing planets.
he nods at that. Yes,
That and just having access to a shitload of explosives.
yes, from what I saw from orbit, the excavation of this wound quarry question mark, it was done mostly from what looked like oversized dragonized escalators. Not a lot of
But
explosive use. He's going to pull up a picture. You know one of those giant fucking machines they use to rip up the earth. You know those?
oh, excavators.
Excavator, yeah, one of those, but like
You
20
said
times bigger.
I
Bigger.
heard
This
Oh, the
thing's like
giant ones you find in quarries with the wheel, right?
Yes, but even bigger. Bigger, and
I
they
heard
look
it
like
think you
because
underestimate how big those are, Coase.
no, I don't think she does. She's saying that what
they're like
would be a
kaiju
human-sized
sized.
cockpit is a dragon-sized cockpit.
Yeah, they're like kaiju sized. There's
and yeah,
only there's currently only two of these. Based on what I've been able to see from orbit, the Arc Dragon considers these as valuable as the giant fucking cannon. Cannon with all the guards details he put on them. They're both currently at the wound. Well, he stops. The first one was constructed halfway through the creation of the wound, and it doubled how fast that was being made, and it made the second one a quarter of the 3/4 of the way through, which doubles it again. He's gonna do. I think with both of them working on it, if and them stopping deepening this wound, it would take them maybe another month of constant work in order to open another one up. Assuming he's not going to be grabbing all the material and just putting it in piles. So months work of doing nothing but ripping up the ground from those.
Not ideal, but war was already our next target.
yeah, I'd rather get this done as soon as possible then.
Understandable. That's not the only part that's concerning. However, I managed to get a bit of glimpse of their industry, and this is a bit. This is Sophia's gonna cut here. Yes, the stupid fucking cauldrons. That shouldn't be fucking possible. She grumbles as she Goldman pages over to what looks like industrial forge cauldrons. They're pour. You can see a bunch of robots and shit pouring dirt into the cauldrons. The cauldrons then have rune splashed on them in blacks and purples and bright check raw radioactive blues. The dirt in them melts. It seems to just melt into a glowing pile for a second. They Then it violently cools with a puff of steam, and when the steam wafts, what the satellite sees is a block of fucking just a solid block of metal
Mhm.
made
How
from
many
dirt.
of these cauldrons does How many of these cauldrons does he have?
From what I can tell, 20 around the wound. I'm not sure how many in total.
Hope they're not his resurrection method.
He's not. I don't think they're in his resurrection effort. From what I can tell, I think they use hasten matters to effectively just transmute dirt into more workable resources.
That would be my assumption. This is probably just a complicated casting of fabricate.
Of
I
course, the
suppose that
fuckers
would
are
check out.
cheating logistics.
Sister Sophia shakes her head. No, no,
Ashley is
no.
writing down.
No, no, that's not the right
Ashley
part.
is writing down everything.
Mr. Goldman, replay it like 5 times slower, please. He does so. And this time you manage to see a phase in between the melting and them turning the steam. More specifically, you see what they were melting into. They weren't melting into liquid metal. Through the steam, you can see what looks like it looks like liquid flesh.
Fortune New Dragons.
No, no, Sister
Ashley
Physics, that's
just
not what it's
dropped
doing.
her pen.
That's not what
I'm
it's
getting
doing.
vibes from that one
One
analog
person
core.
at please, one person at a time.
Yes, thank you. That's 1% at a time, please. But first, so Sister Physics gonna take her. No, what I think it's doing is there were rituals that let you turn organic matter into inorganic matter, and rituals that could do the opposite, based on Medusa and such. From the looks of it, the bastards industrialized those rituals and is using modified versions of them in order to effectively in order to turn dirt into whatever resources he wants.
By now, Anima's like visibly seething. By the way,
Mayor Jane's going to get up and put a hand on Anima's shoulder. Hey, don't. Hey, look away. It's going to be fine. Tiefling Squadron has killed 3 Ark Dragons already. This metal bastard isn't going to be the one to break the streak. Especially not with all the new toys that Lucine's pulling out, okay? She says very calmly, very softly.
and was just going to heave out a sigh and look away from the screen, just slowly nod, hoping that he's right.
See, Mayor Jane's a lady. The elven woman is then going to walk back to her seat as Mr. Goldman pulls it back from more territory. But yes, it looks like the Ark Dragon's industry is picking up at a rapid pace, and that he's developed the ability to use what looks like effectively anything to make raw material.
Mind you, principles behind that are almost certainly ones we could repurpose for our own gain.
Mr. Goldman frowns. I'm not sure, but this isn't my area of expertise. The bigger problem is quite simple.
We need to stop that.
We need to stop this before it snowballs. I've seen them starting the construction of a third one of those. Third one of those. You know, look to Commander. Commander, what do we call them? Commander's gonna lean back and sigh. Fuck it. What the fuck? Fuck it. Just call
Tiny
them
those are
next.
basically just those big ass quarry miners, aren't they?
But bigger, yes. Fuck it. Just call them. Just call them excavators. We'll figure out a better name later.
World
Yes.
Wounders.
World Wounders. That works. Mr. Goldman, no, yes, he's the Ark Dragon is starting the construction of a third one, and it's going faster than the construction of the second one went. I think it's hitting the point where if we don't kill it soon, it's going to start snowballing.
Makes sense.
He frowns. We really do not want it to start snowballing.
As soon as we've got this blood situation taken care of, war is next on the docket.
The commander huffs. That's probably why the bastard threw those packages our way.
I just thought the guy sees competition like playmates.
That too. And I'm looking forward to fighting him.
Commander sighs. I'm not. I can already tell this is going to be fighting the bastard's going to be a grind into hell and back. Anyways, he's going to step back. Sheriffing Squadron, you have orders to rest and prepare for dealing with the vampire dragon once we figure out what the hell its lair is. As well as
Speaking of
begin,
Conquest Corp.
and not
Oh,
yes.
sorry.
The current plan for that is simply we're going to lock it in an airtight container and drop it into the parts of the harbor that are covered by the words you set up, Lucine. That near the
I
aquarium
would
is
like. I would like to propose we don't do that, but at the moment I can't. I haven't had time to really dig into it. But for now, I think I do have a solution to keep it contained properly.
hmm,
If we can put that off.
what is it?
Also, in light of them opening open wounds on the planet, I'm not sure if introducing like further corruption to the depths of the seas would be a great idea.
The ocean's already fucked up because of the third arc. Right, he snaps his fingers. I never told you all this, but you know the fleet that the third arc dragon was sending vaguely our direction.
Yeah.
It's gone now.
Mm-hmm.
From the
Did
looks of
War
it,
steal it?
thankfully no. From the looks of it, they started to cannibalize each other. And then our lovely, you can hear the sarcasm in that neighbor up north showed up, and the entire fucking fleet promptly froze over.
Hmm.
We think she
Good to
brought
know.
that harbinger with her, permafrost.
Would kind of be in the name. But yes.
He nods. But yeah,
If no one has any objections, at least for now, we can shove that in a rope trick and deal with it once we've got blood dealt with and have a little more time for research.
how long will it last?
One casting is 24 hours.
Acceptable. He nods. That'll work until we can find a permanent solution. Then just get going. I'm going to need to start figuring out how we're going to be figuring out what we're dealing with if our next priority target's going to be that bastard in Russia.
Yep. And then one more thing.
Hmm. Oh, right, the test subject. Go talk to Alexander about that.
And I assume that's what we're waiting on to really get things moving.
Part of it, yes. Part of it. He nods. The most
Lucine size. I'll make sure to talk to him.
he wants all of Tearfing Squadron. Didn't say why.
Good point.
Mm-hmm.
Anyone got any objection to doing that now?
Let's get it over with.
Not at all.
Same here.
Okay. What about you, Drac? You have any thoughts on that?
Anma's looking mildly grumpy, but she's going along with it.
Hey, at least you're not throwing the corpse into the ocean anymore.
That's progress. Of course, she's learned of a worse problem, so that didn't exactly brighten her mood, but
Lamau. But yeah, so you guys quickly just trundle through the depths of Under Boston. Boston, as you walk out of the government district, as you walk out of the government district, you get joined up by Alexis, who sighs as she walks over to all of you. Hey everyone, I'm just got off my shift guarding the prisoner and heard Alexander's doing some weird shit, so I thought I'd drop by.
Wait, what prisoner?
She's going to look at you like you're an idiot.
I wasn't sure if we put Sophia in prison or not. That's what had me very confused. I thought she wasn't.
No, she's technically on. Alexis is gonna tilt back her comically
Confined
large witch's
quarters.
hat. She's technically on house arrest in her apartment. Where we've already taken basically everything that she could use to escape with. Right now, Arata and Jeremiah are watching her.
Yeah.
So if she tries anything, she's getting cut in half. But drugs, I don't think she's gonna try anything. She's been very cooperative so far. Anyways, once if nobody's gonna respond to that the walk to Alexander's lab is pretty simple. When you get there, first things first, you can see Alexander's it is in his First, Alexander. He is tall. He is in his hazmat suit. The tall, thin man also looks like he's been given 5 Christmas presents at once. Once, practically vibrating in his boots as you all walk in.
Hey, Alexander.
Hey, Lucine.
By the
So,
way,
No.
also, Lucine stopped off quickly to get that rope trick going.
yeah, I'm just off screening that.
Yep.
But yeah, Alexander just grins as you all walk in. Ah, hello there, Tiffany Squadron. But yeah, yes. So, he clapped his hands together. I have very good news. The test subject agreed. He leans and he smiles.
Ah.
And because they agreed on top of their pre-existing condition, at that, Alexa's going to lean over and hand him his ear and cough. Poor bastard was half dragon by the time Tiffany Squadron found him. It was a whole mess.
Anima is just going to grimace at that.
Yeah, Alexis nods in agreement. Alexander smiles, but we were able to get the test going pretty quickly, and he clapped his hands together again, smiling really fucking widely. It was a success. He didn't explode. He didn't try to kill anyone. He didn't catch on fire.
Hey,
Well,
Success
that's
with
all good.
I knew what I was doing when I made my stuff.
theory is very different from practice, Lucine. I don't
You
think you
always
plan
gotta test your creations.
I don't think you plan for the new for a newly turned Elysian to go into basically a food coma.
What?
He basically went
Huh?
into he basically the Elysian factor ate all the dragon factor, which counted as actual food, so now he's in a food coma. Should only last like
Okay,
another
so
hour.
basically, if he's on someone too, if someone is very close to turning, they'll go food coma, which I guess that makes sense.
Yes, I'm not sure if it's going to be a standard effect or not. No, he says, rubbing his chin, because right now the only 2 transformations we had are yours and his, and both of those are he stops. Both of them I don't think are going to be the usual.
I mean, as far as side effects go, that's fairly benign.
Yep, I'm going to be
Anyway,
keeping him under observation for a week just to be sure, but he hasn't exploded yet, so I'm going to assume nothing's going to go horribly wrong.
Always good when nothing explodes unplanned.
Exactly. He nods. But yes, with it seeming to be safe, we're good to do the next round of testing, which means we need to look for more. We need to look for more people who actually know how to fight, who actually know how to fight in large groups and all of that. Because I'm going to be blunt. An army of these is going to be very very handy.
Exactly that was kind of the point. The one thing
Yes,
you
he's
have one thing the Elysian Brood Dragonflight has over other dragons: genuine ability to actually work together rather than strained.
or mind control. That seems to be generally the two options for how Stygian groups operate. Either they rule by biggest stick, or they rule by mind control. Like he's gonna lean back. Based on what the Scarlet Queen herself has said, I'm pretty sure C falls into the second category for how she controls her minions.
Really, I was thinking she was big stick.
He shakes his head. No, she specifically. No, there was a lot of information going on, so I'm not surprised you didn't catch it. But he counts off his fingers. First, she was very very blunt, strong on the parts she could not control an Arc Dragon. And two, she did say she explicitly made so her Harbingers couldn't turn on her.
Okay, so
I
not
guess that checks
complete
out then.
mind control, but sufficient mind control.
Yes, it seems to be less whatever the fuck the Noah she and Sophia called the bastard does to his drones, and more like a domination cell, if I had to guess. Not sure the exact mechanics. I need to dissect one of them, that some of them, and it's kind of hard to dissect one of her artificial creations for those, considering we don't have any of them.
My instinct would be to compare it to a chaos.
Also a good potential. I'll need to get the body of one to figure out. So first,
Yeah,
class 6.
we'll try and do.
The reason I wanted all of Shifting Squadron here is very, very simple because of the good news. With it seeming to be safe, are any of you interested in it?
Considering what I've already had applied to me, then we would need an entirely separate test for interactions.
I'll add you to the list, Carol. I might need some of your blood.
Anima's just going to quickly shake her head, still kind of wary of the concept.
He nods in understanding. Anyone else? He
Are
says,
all the sidekicks with us, or just Alexis?
just Alexis right now. Again, Arata and Jeremiah are currently guarding non-sister Sophia.
Right. Yeah.
If no one else is going to say anything, Alexis is going to frown and tilt her head. I mean, if it's seeing what Lucine can do now because of it, and she snorts. Well, I think my family besides my granduncle is a great granduncle is a giant pile of steaming shit that this planet is better off without. I won't lie and say I'm not like them when it comes to wanting to transcend my humanity. Just the whole devil pact issue. For reference,
Why
Jack,
don't we kill two birds with one stone?
she tilts her head.
You want to get out of the pact. We also want to make sure that my blood gets sent as far as possible.
Trade with the
Why
backup
not just
for it.
pay hell off?
Did you realize they're probably going to see right through that, right? They're not stupid.
Said I was going to make any lies. I genuinely want them to have my blood.
Yeah, but it's also like, do they really have an alternative with the Dragons in Hell issue?
She shrugs. Fair enough. I'll rig up the summoning chamber then. We'll have to summon a specific demon that has my family's pact, and he stops. Uh, she's gonna look towards all of your daughter. Have any of you read the Ars Goetia?
Do what?
I'll take
We
that.
know a few bits and pieces, but I've kind of been a bit busy.
Read and forgotten, Theon says proudly.
Alexis is just going to
Also,
sigh at that.
I assume you're working with Michigan to find more candidates.
Alexis, Alexander nods. Yep, of course I am. I'm not. Actually, give me a second to go do something. Be right back.
That Kos or Alexander?
Ghost, apparently. So Anima, I mean, it doesn't matter if Kos is here for me saying this. Anima's just going to be muttering under her breath, fucking demonic blood packs and undead vampire dragons and dryads, apparently, and she's just like, what the fuck happened?
Welcome to Turfing Squad.
And the
employees.
Super Soldier program, apparently.
That I could believe before several months ago.
Yeah, there's a
The
learning
Super
curve
Soldier
to all this.
The Super Soldier serum we found was explicitly intended to be used against the dragons.
How long did they have knowledge of this shit?
That's
Not sure,
something
we
that
kind of
Ashley would know in character, but I don't remember off the top of my head.
No, we don't know how long they knew. We just know they knew.
It's the fucking deep state. Of course they had connections to the magical community.
So there's also...
I'm back. Okay. So Alexander
Anima
nods.
Anima spent the time you were gone bitching about how there are vampire dragons and demon blood packs and apparently dryads, and this is all bullshit.
Understandable.
We didn't explain how the Fae are aliens from Venus yet.
That's gonna be very
Right.
fun. Yeah, yep. The Fae are in fact aliens
No,
from
Lucine
Venus.
said that in character.
But yeah, so
Considering they're anti-planet, I wonder if I would know anything about them.
you do
The
you
Fae.
know that they exist. You know that they're not on the face. You know that they're not on the planet shit list. You actually have a the planets told you to do a couple things like kill the fucking Arc Dragons. One of them is in fact to help out the Fae. That's all. The Fae planet didn't go into details on that, but back yes, Alexander's gonna nod saying yes. I've also been looking for Michigan. It's just been taking long because we need to do it carefully to not cause a panic and all that.
At a certain point, we're going to need to reveal it properly. Oh, I guess doing it when we get a win makes sense.
Yes, the plan. Yes, that's the plan. The plan is to use the wind plus, are my understanding of it to effectively shoot any panic that the announcement would cause. It dead on arrival.
Good PR.
Exactly, he nods. That's more my sister's realm of expertise. I'm not a people person. I'm a science. I am the man who's going to unlock the mysteries of the dragons and use them to kill God. Well, I was. If to start and get to the bastard first. Shakes a fist at the air. Oh well, the devil still exists. I'll go for him instead. Anyway, so Alexander's going to clap his hands together after saying that, looking to you all. But yes, we're good to start looking, and if you want to go, Alexis, it should be safe once the Hell contract issue is dealt with. Just
You should probably talk to Elizabeth, Jeremiah, and Arata just in case. I don't know. My instinct is I don't think any of them are interested, but it's worth asking.
they were the first people we were going to check with. Yep, just once they're not so busy.
Mm-hmm.
But
And
yes,
if
go,
she
go. But yes,
don't do not
I have
trust
more
her,
science
but
to do.
this
I'm
would
afraid. So I have to sue you all out, I'm afraid. In addition, before I go, he's gonna point straight to Alexis. Alexis, if you're going to be summoning a member of the ArkosDawn, please go inform my sister that they don't do subtle. The witch is just going to roll her eyes and nod. Of course, I've already talked to her about it. Talked to her about it because I've been thinking about this for a bit. Anyways, shakes her hand and walks off towards her lab, specifically her lab for
also
summoning instead of her general tinkering lab.
one more thing, Alexander.
Hmm?
I don't trust her as far as I could throw her, but I know my work. Be a possible candidate. The other, Sophia. It would solve the trust issue.
It could. It could. I'll pass it to Michigan. I'll pass it to Michigan. Uh, right now he's he was planning on interrogating her later, but then the whole bastard and Russ's stuff came up. So shrugs.
I also will need to talk to her about some research topics. I'm not looking forward to that.
I'm pretty sure she is. I'm pretty sure she is. Liz Elizabeth was in here. I'm curious how we can use Elysian Drake Knife for bullets and was bitching about it, but go. I have science to do. I have science to do.
Right, let's get going. Next stop, picking up Sister Sophia
Sister
and
Sophia,
heading to the Doom Circle.
when you find Sister Sophia, she's walking out of the command center, and and she just takes one look at you and sighs. Alexis is getting ready to do the summoning, I suppose.
Yep. I think Sion also wanted to talk to Hell. Should we try and do this at the same time, or?
Uh, the Arskotia are a big deal in Hell. They are effectively Hell's nobility. Sub CEO, same thing. So so potentially not, depends on what you want to talk about. Sion. She says, looking towards the
I
Saki
think
missing
she's one.
question.
Seeing Sion Sylvan over on Discord. Oh, she's here. Okay.
Yes, he is here.
What I want. Well, the basis for the ability to lay down curses through incantations, as well as mental compulsions.
You really just want to make every Archdragon suffer your presence, don't you?
I can already do that.
I am
Yes,
going to
but
have
you
to.
want to do it even more.
She's going to look you dead in the. She's going to look Sion dead in the eye. Sion, is this related to your plan to try and one up Lucine?
Oh?
Technically, yes.
Sister Sophia is going to pinch her nose and sigh so very slowly.
Also involved in various other projects I'm working on.
By the way, or Lucine has something to say after Sister Sophia is done.
I want to be there when you summon the demon.
That's fine.
And then, speaking of Sion, I'm not going to try and tell you to stop your research, but can you just make me a promise that if you're about to turn in a way that will go Stygian, to just go for to just bite the bullet, sacrifice your pride, and use my blood instead? I don't care if you find your own way, but I don't want to see you go Stygian.
Assuming I haven't used it to poison a dragon in the last 5 minutes, yes.
Understood. I will make sure you get some extra vials for that.
Sister Sophia sighs. We've seen it's Sion. I'm pretty sure all that giving her multiple vials is going to do is incentivize her to pour it all down an Archdragon's throat.
I wonder how
Lucine,
big an explosion that would make.
I don't want.
Lucine stares at Sister Sophia.
She's going to
That
stare
seems
right
like
back.
an alternative win.
I wonder if I could genetically engineer a sub-dragon animal to continually produce more of that blood. So that I could throw it down an archdragon's throat, have it survive the stomach acid long enough to continue secreting till it literally boils its way out of its flesh.
Are you making
Okay.
fucking xenomorphs for dragons?
Sion? What the fuck? You actually got through to Lucine. What the fuck?
Sister Sophia
Probably
Sophia just sighs.
surprisingly not shocked by this.
You're going to have to also run experiments on animals because I admit I did not really. That was the one thing I did not put any focus into because I had higher priorities. I have no clue how my bloodline will interact with animals.
First things first, Sion. No.
Yes. Oh,
No,
yes.
no cremating. No. She's like sad giggling as she's trying to steady herself. Do not make crimes against morality with biomancy.
What if I just want to create a creature whose only purpose to exist is to continually bleed through its skin?
Don't.
Please going to raise a finger and then lower it at this.
I'm going to note there, Sister Sophia said morality, not reality. You're allowed to create crimes against reality. Reality is a dick.
Oh yeah, no, we already have crimes against reality.
Yes, you're literally cancer, Erie. We've been over this. Sister Sophia's gonna sigh. But yes, I want to be there when you summon the demon in case something goes wrong. I doubt it will, but better safe than sorry.
Side note, considering how weird the universe has turned out, we should really test if cocaine-based superpowers exist.
What?
What?
Seriously? You've read
What?
those fucking comics?
Sister Sophia just goes, what?
Oh my god, I feel so old now. Now I have to explain fucking Snow Flame to you.
Oh, I think I had heard of that.
The
Yeah,
hero we need, but not the one we deserve.
I don't think I don't think cocaine exists anymore, Sion. I don't think any exist anymore.
We can fix that with transmutation.
You'd be surprised at the lengths people would go to for their fix.
No. Yeah, I think Lucine and Kirov are just both giving Sister Sophia like, yeah, right, look.
No, she shakes her head. No,
Actually, I wonder if
no,
we
I'm
could.
pretty sure the dragons have used it all. They've used it all at this point.
Yes, but they would be addicted now, and so they'd be making more of it.
Assuming it
already
works on
addicted to
dragons
that
the same.
assumption.
Assuming it works on dragons the same it does on humans.
That's
This
the
all
thing.
checks out, and I'm not sure what to think of that.
I
The
will
pure
bet
spirit
$10
of power
not that they really do
transcends
anything anymore,
species.
that there is at least one bag of cocaine somewhere in Boston.
One
Do you
person at a
have
time,
the power
please.
of Cocaine Bear?
Anna's going to pointedly not mention her ability to quickly grow coca trees.
Sister Sophia's going to sigh. Sion, you are not getting the wildlife addicted to cocaine so you can weaponize it against dragons. I.
Very well. We'll fight this war the hard way instead of the American way.
I'm pretty sure that's the American way. Lucine just points at Kirov.
I'm talking about the Reagan way.
Sophia sighs. I'm pretty sure he's in
Fuck,
hell.
I understand that reference.
I didn't even hear the reference properly.
The Regan
I
way.
said the Reagan way.
Oh, yeah, okay.
It's the war on
Anyway.
drugs, not the war with drugs.
He did both.
By the way, Drac, was that line in character?
Which one?
The war on drugs?
Yeah.
Lucine just mutters under her breath. Good to have you back.
I
Anna
wonder
was-
how
Anna was-
Twitch will think
Anna
about
was
this
just looking
conversation.
vaguely. Anna was just looking vaguely confused at that.
Anyways. Sister Sophia's gonna sigh. We should probably go to Alexis's lab. Lab actually, if she's not with you, she's probably doing the prep for it. And I don't want to not be there when it happens. So, Alexis's laboratory, which you all head to, is the third most reinforced laboratory in under Boston.
We kind of
It's like
see on. Actually, it's probably the fourth at this point.
it's the fourth most reinforced laboratory in ArkosDawn. The third is Sion's. The second is Lucine's, but that's probably going to change soon. The first is Alexander's.
Yeah.
It still, however, has a fucking vault door as an airlock as you guys head inside of it. And you can see that the witch is just putzing around the largest summoning circle you've seen from her yet. There's a lot of candles and such you haven't seen. What the fuck are you guys talking about in the chat? What the fuck are you
Opium
talking
war
about?
with dragons.
The logical conclusion to Cocaine Bear.
Why do you... I'm not statting up a meth T-Rex.
Why are you like this?
I'm not statting up a meth T-Rex. I'm not doing that. You can't make me do that. Not at
It's just a
gunpoint.
T-Rex stat block with a permanent haste effect.
I'm...
We're probably going to get this VOD age restricted.
I said before and I'll say it again, I want to know what Twitch has to think about this conversation.
I don't care what Twitch thinks about this conversation now. Anyway, so back on topic. I'll just download this file if I have to make sure it doesn't get deleted. Anyway, so Alexis's circle is a lot more fancy this time. There's candles around the summoning circle. She's put a big fucking table in the middle of the circle with chairs. There's food on the table. She's got a shotgun. She's got a bunch of shotguns hanging from the wall, hanging from the ceiling with jury rigged Trigger mechanisms all pointed towards the fanciest chair. Whole stops.
Anima, at seeing that a demonic summoning is pretty much inevitable, is just going to sigh, and she's going to say, "Are there any plans that would make this potentially less disastrous?"
Alexis is going to look up from her work. Do you have anything holy?
Depends on the faith that believes in it. Basil. Some people thought clovers were like the Holy Trinity.
Clover will
I
work.
mean, does EO count by this point?
Lilies, lotuses.
Clover's will work also out of character. EO is not here, so I don't want to focus on her right now.
Theon will then raise her hand. Clearly, I, as the
No.
individual most aligned with the heavens,
No.
am holy.
No.
Kirov grabs the spray bottle.
I've recently filled that with holy water, I will note.
Theon takes a step back.
Considering clovers are basically a weed as it is, like, it doesn't take Anima anything more than brushing a surface for clovers to just completely spring out of it. Like, it takes 0 seconds.
Thank you. That'll be useful for reinforcing the circle. Alexis just quickly just grabs them, just starts weaving them into the edge of the circle to reinforce it. No, no, no. They're all free leaf clovers because that's what he needs for the symbology of the circle. So
Lucine will offer some of her Draconite, but she's not. It's a purifying essence, but it's not really holy.
no, no, don't use that. Don't use that. You're not. I'm not using anything I don't understand in the ritual. This is very, very. This is going to be blunt. Okay, to be blunt, if I do this ritual wrong, I'm going to get dragged off to hell.
As a side note, is the presence of someone who's been experimenting with the reanimation of the extremely temporary corpses of demons in any way problematic for a ritual like this?
She's going to look you dead in the eye. She might want to talk soft with you.
Well, that's nice.
I don't want her to. At that, Alexis just goes back to her work.
Lucine is also going to hand the vials as of proposed payment to Alexis.
I'll put those in the right spot. Give me a sec. Just flicks them into a smaller circle on the table.
And also pull out some Draconite and put that in as another offering item.
Okay, once that's all
Hey,
done,
Alexis, so food for thought.
Yes, I'm kind of busy.
Can non-spellcasters use those magic bullet shit you knew?
The demon bullets? In theory, yes. In practice, if you're not a spellcaster, you're at risk of sending yourself to hell if you use them.
Okay,
Alright.
and 2, can you get a better effect if you put them in a bigger shell?
Haven't had the time to experiment with that
Wait,
yet.
what?
That's not how magic works, Kirov.
I mean, it might be able to do so, Lucine, for allowing me to fit more hellish energy into the bullets without them exploding. That's leaning more on physics instead of metaphysics, and that's metaphysics, so that can get a bit funky. Anyways, Alexa's gonna stand up, straighten out her dress. It's all done now. I'm going to need all of you to make sure you're not in the fucking circle.
Alright.
Yep, so that's how they work. They leave corpses here. The corpses just vanish after a while. Anyway, so once you're all done in that, and once everyone's out of the circle, Alexis is going to sigh, pull out her sacrificial dagger. Now, don't panic when I do this. This is how my family's been doing it for generations.
Oh, you're gonna do this
She's gonna slit her
trick?
throat.
Theon nods.
It doesn't come out as blood. It comes out as the crimson hellish flames she conjures before magic when she's pushing herself, which bleeding that from her neck, rising up into the air, swirling as the wound burns itself shut and then burns away the wound as if it was never there. The crimson fire dances through the air, growing and growing and growing before it slams down on the circle with a crack. And then things start to get a little bit weird. Find the right song for that. Find a song that works for this. No, that's not what I'm looking for. Give me a second.
Spiral variables would probably work here.
Thank you, thank you. I really should put these in folders. I'll do that later. Where the fuck is it? Spiral variables, spiral variables, spiral variables. There it is.
So the funny thing to note is Anima is like cringing less at that open wound on Alexis than she did at the wound on the Earth.
Understandable, but yes. So then, once the fire slams through the circle, there's a crack in the air. The middle of the circle starts to break. Break a little bit more and a little bit more, slowly widening up. Up bit by slow bit. You can't see what's on the other side. It's not black in the same way as dragons are, but just black. Eventually, it's large enough to take up the entirety of the circle, of the roof within the circle. And then a long limb snaps out. It looks like vaguely like the limb of some kind of hoofed animal, but it moves like a spider's limb, wrapping around the edge of the gap. Snap, another limb. Then snap another, then snap a fourth. Then with a silent heave, the whatever the fuck it is pulls its way through, and then it looks like a perfectly ordinary camel just fucking falls out of the fucking hole in the roof, lands next to the chair. You all blink at what looks like a perfectly ordinary camel, and then when your eyes all open, there is someone on the fucking camel. A woman in a tuxedo with a red tuxedo, black tie, long black hair supported in kind of a crazy long braided ponytail that's weaved around her horns. That crawl up from her head like a crown. Red eyes look over all of you, and there's a weight into them. It'd be heavy, but most of the people here have faced down an Arc Dragon. The only person here who hasn't yet, has been faced with the soul of the planet. So Anima's been faced with the soul of the planet, so the weight doesn't have any effect on her. But this is something strong. Well, someone. Sealing back as Alexis does a bow towards the currently just smirking demon who's leaning into her palm. Terrific Squadron, I would like to introduce you to my family's patron, Gremory of the ArkosDawn.
At that, Sion will curtsy, nodding greetings to my lady.
You seem politely nod. Well met.
Also a polite nod, but Anima is going to largely remain silent just because, paranoia.
Understandable. The literal demon from hell just laughs into her hand. None of you are bound to me. You don't need to waste your time with that. Still, it is interesting that you, of all the Abrahams, would summon me, Alexis. I thought you hated your family's practice. The witch just snorts. Desperate times call for desperate measures, and I'm here about the family's pact. Oh? The demon raises an eyebrow. I assume that's what your friends are here? I hope this isn't going to dissolve in the base of violence. We both know that's not going to do anything. Alexa just sighs and gestures to you, Lucine.
Well, I guess. Fair enough. I suppose it is it was my gift to her. So, in short, I would like to offer you this in exchange for freeing Alexis of the family pact. Lucine gestures the blood and crystals on the ground. You can probably sense what I am, can you not?
I can, you. She snorts. I thought those stuck-up bastards couldn't have children. And I sure as hell thought they would rather die before doing a dragon.
And that is where the complication come in. I was previously one of the Stygian Call's sacred bloodlines. I have since rejected that philosophy and used what they gave me to instead create dragons that are opposed against the natural order, and most importantly, can spread in a way similar to the traditional dragons. This is where Lucine gestures at the blood, at like the 5 vials of blood. And also, she put a copy of the pamphlet on, here's what you need to know about how to make sure this works properly.
Grimry's going to step off the camel, pick up the pamphlet and sit down in the fancy chair without caring about the fact it has all the guns pointed at it. Let's see here. This definitely does look interesting. It works like how you say it does. This might be something I need to pass up to the Lord of Lies. Very interesting.
The only other beings besides dragons it might have any notable or unexpected outcomes with would be Fae. But we have tested it on humans and it has succeeded.
We don't have any Fae in hell, unfortunately.
I'll admit you may have difficulty finding candidates that fit the bill easily, but I have no doubt there are some.
I'm sure we can finagle something. Worse than absolutely worse. We can definitely earn a lot of favors with the Pantheons from this. Now, she's going to lean back, grinning as she picks up a glass of wine that Alexis left on the table and sips it. I am a believer in making sure I do things a bit more fairly. I find it gets me repeat customers. So, you're just freeing Alexis from the family contract?
Lucine gestures to Theon.
Meanwhile, Alexis looks like she's sweating buckets.
Understandable.
The information regarding the basis of using incantations to afflict curses and compulsions.
Those are very interesting, very fun tools. Even the second one isn't something we use en masse much. Takes a sip of the wine glass. You know what? That's acceptable. Anything else? She asks smugly. Alexis is just side-eyeing Sion like she thinks Sion is fucking stupid.
Lucine is basically making sure that everything gets worded in a way that's actually bulletproof, because he is, again, the one person who can and it's pretty easy to use the law skills to make sure this gets locked down fairly.
To be entirely clear to thee, our plan does involve applying these compulsions to more than simply thinking beings. So if you are at all interested in those results, or simply satisfied in watching those with hubris explode, it would be in your interest to be forthright here.
The demoness
Lucine is going to step forward.
grins widely at
Clarify,
that.
I would not call this.
Oh, I
Lucine
like
is going to
you.
step forward. To clarify, this is her plan. That is her plan and not a shared plan.
I don't care. I like her. You remind me of the founder of Alexis's family over here. Such a shame that one wasn't able. Such a shame that one wasn't able to go as far as they thought they could. Very tasty though. Very tasty.
Well, that's the unfortunate nature. Well, at least they came to some use at the end.
She nods in agreement at that. So yes, I would definitely enjoy one. I would definitely enjoy watching that. But yes, it does feel equal to me. Unless you want to owe me a favor later, she says grinning.
That Sion will tilt her head a bit. That would depend inordinately upon what else you wish to offer.
Well, Alexis here is good, but she's not can reach into the bowels of hell and open up a proper portal there for humans to walk into it good. How do you like the sound of having a hellgate?
Lucine is panickedly staring at Sister Sophia.
Sister Sophia is deciding Alexis, clearly waiting for Alexis's permission to make a move. Alexis is just sweating more and more buckets.
Okay.
Well, for now I'll have to decline, but I do wish to express some interest in taking up that offer in the future.
Of course. Take the time you need to think on the offer. A well thought out deal is better than a rushed one after all. Is that all? She asks with a grin, looking over the entirety of the Terrifying Squadron.
One second.
Lucine is not interested in being bound to anybody.
Her poor girlfriends.
You mean Miho's poor girlfriend?
Oh, are
It
you
is
not?
No, it is. It is not a triangle. It is a corner.
Okay.
If
Well-
anything, Lucine and Leon are closer sisters than anything else.
Point stands though.
Oh yeah, no.
So,
Well, at least on my part, that will be all for now. We appreciate your business and consideration.
she nods. I'm just gonna nods and just sits very smugly she's going to sit in the chair like a very smug cat petting the camel as she waits for everyone else.
Kirov over here trying to make soul gems.
Isn't that just a phylactery?
Soul gems. Well, I was thinking Madoka soul gems. So yes, essentially the same thing.
Those-
yeah,
those
no,
are-
no, I was saying that Kirov would not use the word Madoka Soul Gem.
So, as Kirov is thinking, Gremory is going to gaze with a
He's
glint.
probably thinking out loud.
Oh no, yeah, yes, he's going to look towards Ashley. So you're the one who invented those wonderful those wonderful machines my fiends or visions have been seeing so much of lately.
Oh, what is that, Coast? He's asking about the machines.
Hell knows that you made Max.
Ah, so you've heard about my creation?
You can say that, yes? Now, how would you like to have the fires of hell fuel the industry for mass production of those machines?
So hell mass producing more of the machines?
More of these mecha, yes.
What's your price?
Your soul. We need good engineers. Don't worry, it's not like your pact. It's not like my pact with the Abraham family. You'll be treated well.
I
Treated
will have to
treated
put
while
that.
being relative.
I will have to put that under consideration. Ashley mostly just does not quite understand the stakes and wants to check in with Theon to make sure that to check if this is actually a wise idea.
Kos, I would like to. What would be the role to see if there's anything important I've. Oh, right. And also, one more favor.
Hmm.
I think you'll be entertained by this. Any mortals you have contact with, you spread the word that we exist now. Lucine is gesturing to herself as in the Elysians.
Unfortunately, all of our mortal contacts were sent to the showed up in hell within a couple weeks of the apocalypse. Besides Alexis, she is unfortunately the last Satanist in the living world.
Very well.
Okay, so hear me out. One of the biggest issues with the whole dragonization thing is that it infects the soul as well as the body. What if there was a way to keep the two separate while still being able to move around and shit?
Ah, yes, something similar to a phylactery. She smiles. Hell has such secrets, yes. However, those are on the pricier end of things. And well, from what we've seen, they work. And while they do work, I have seen dragons attempt to cut the connection. It would take something. She's going to pull out a nail filer. It'll take something truly expensive in order to take that. Something like, say, the corpse of an arc dragon. She's grinning like a Cheshire cat as she says that.
Lucine is actually thinking about this one seriously, but it's mostly that, like, we could still breed it and then trade the corpse.
Blood included.
The question is this what we...
Blood included, Seattle, after a moment.
Lucine is just thinking. Clarify, I'm not speaking. But
I know you.
Lucine
She's.
is actually
I know. No. That's the thing you're missing. You're just thinking it. She's still responding.
Can you please avoid reading my thoughts?
Oh no, I'm not reading your thoughts. Taps her head. Precognitive. Very useful.
Fair enough. But if we were to trade that, I do believe we would need more time to determine what to trade it for. Because who's to say that this is the most valuable thing we could get with it?
Perhaps. If there's nothing else, then I'll be get going. I have to help get going. We need going. The devourer is projected to make a movement soon, and I need to be ready. I need to be ready for when that happens.
Well,
Toodaloo.
good fortune and happy hunting.
Thank you. The plan is to kill the bastard and throw a feast with his remains. At that, he hops back onto the camel, and the camel just walks up the air at a 90-degree angle back into the hole.
I'll be sure to put your offer into consideration.
Thank you. Is the last thing you hear from her trilling as the portal snaps behind her for close, and Alexis
I do hope they're wise
sighs.
enough not to eat the corpse. I do hope they're wise enough not to eat the corpse of a dragon. That never ends well. But also, Lucine points it out. Hell aren't the only ones we can bargain with.
I'm
True,
not
true.
so sure if we should be giving demons the corpse of an archdragon if we don't know what they want it for.
They want to eat it. They just said that.
Well, no, they
Actually,
want to know. But
no,
Lucine's
Alexis,
basically
no,
going,
no, they said they want to devour
Oh, right. Yeah, they're all assholes.
Anyways, Alexis is gonna say
the
right
thing
up.
is, they would also pay very well for that corpse.
Yes, but no. Okay, so I'm going to be
Are
well, that
you
went very.
trying to get them into a bidding war?
Alexis is going to clear her throat. Can you please listen to me? I don't think you understand how much of how much of what she was putting on the table there. Hell has I'm not sure what Hell themselves calls them. My family called them Goetic phylacteries. They are the secret behind the artist Goetic's power and their immortality. If it wasn't for them, the angels would have true killed them all a while ago.
So it sounds like they want an Archdragon corpse really, really badly.
Yes, and I have no idea why. The Devourer. She's not. Gremory isn't stupid. If they're going to plan to eat a dragon, they probably say for the cook, but I don't think they're going to just want to eat an orc dragon just for the hell of it. Fucking peacock. Oh no.
What? Is the Devourer even an Arc Dragon?
No, Nidhogger was not an arc dragon, simply the greatest of the old dragons. In modern terms, they'd be like that Noah's bastard. For general power level, I think. As in Noah's faction as a whole condensed down to one individual.
Yeah, Lucine is basically going, they aren't the only ones we could deal with, and there is some. Because I would trust the Fae more with the corpse than I would Hell.
Yes, Alexis nods and as she shakes her head nodding, a crimson envelope falls out of her hat, which she catches, rips it open, and okay, so right. If we want to deliver, seal release me from the contract, and give you all the other stuff once we send the ritual materials to Hell. On the topic of this went relatively well. She didn't threaten to eat me this time, so that's good. And again, it's
Wait, what?
Huh?
She literally owns my soul. My family is her favorite snacks. The only reason I'm pretty sure none of the Gotia have turned dragon in order to try and overthrow from the Lord of Lies is the fact that the packs of the Gotia are bound to him and kind of prevent that sort of thing. It's honestly a miracle. Hell is kind of always exploding. That's kind of the secret to their power.
And so, the other question, are we dealing with? The nature of Elysians will prevent them from using it on sufficiently greedy candidates, which is why I was willing to give it to them.
I guess
Want to give
it'll keep the Gotia from using it at lows.
a single Goetia? Are we sure we want? Because we would not necessarily be giving Hell the corpse, but Gremory the corpse.
She stops. I'm not sure what Gremory wants to do. But that's kind of the problem for her. She's a fucking precog and she's a good one. Like
you, me. If
No,
we get
she's gonna raise a
we
hand.
should sit down.
No, if she, honestly, Conquest was a psionic bastard. She might want his corpse to try and make her precognition better somehow.
At some point, we should talk with us and Jane about what we could get the best value for.
She might need to change her name to Laplace then.
To Laplace, I'm pretty sure she literally ate his soul. I'm not sure.
Wait, whose soul? What?
Oh, Laplace's demon. I get it.
Okay.
Anyways, Alexis says that went well. I'm going well. But yes, once we have me free from the contract, I'm willing to take the gamble, Lucine.
We're using my blood. It won't be much of a gamble.
Still, yes. Due to the fact that the bastards get stronger every time each Ark Dragon we fight is going to be stronger than the last. And he's going to stop and frown. If the Russian bastard is reaching the point where he's starting to snowball, you know what that implies, right?
The others aren't going to be far behind.
Exactly. And I don't want to find out what the hell the others can do snowballing. From what I've seen and from what I've heard about the
So with what
you go first.
With what little I know of the Archdragons, won't they want to stop him from snowballing?
Yes, but Alexis says the problem there is very
He's
simple.
snowballing because he has enough to defend his. It's not simply about getting the apparatus to snowball. It's about having the ability to defend your snowball. And that's the point he's reaching.
Yes, we unfortunately took some pressure off of him when we took down Odahime no Orochi over in Japan because she was blowing up all his shit on the coastlines, and striking in really deep land from carriers, from what I've been able to decipher from the military nerds. And with strength gone, that leaves the only threats in the theater to the Russian Ark Dragon being the bastard in China and the mobile fucker. And honestly, the mobile fucker might be the least built up one so far from what little we can tell. Even if those.
Yeah. The other thing is that if my plan, I have a theoretical plan that if we can get the armaments Russia should have, should make terror much easier.
Those curses are fucking nasty, though. I've said it's point wherever the hell those are. Those are fucking nasty. I really don't want to see what happens if we can get those going at a high enough level.
The blade. Lucine taps the sword on her side.
Yes, that'll allow you to hit one person per. Yes, you'll have to fight the Arch Dragon each time, though. That's the thing. It's just very fucking scary. And I'm worried about how the hell it's planning on ramping that up. You do know Alexander's theorized it's looking for something, right?
No.
I guess when I told yeah, he's pretty sure based on movement patterns that it's looking for something, but we're not sure what.
You know what, Coase? I'm going to gamble on a KAL to just know. It's going to be looking for a majorly powerful artifact or historical item. Where is the Holy Grail?
What are you gambling it on?
That
Also,
sounds like religion.
If it's war, the Spear of Longinus might not be a bad idea either.
Well, no, we know where Longinus is. It's broken.
Okay.
Longinus was the centerpiece on the seal on magic that double.
Terror is the one that's certain.
Yeah, Terror is the bastard hunting him. This was before you set up all clan real quick. For reference track, the reason the setting is not the setting used to have a masquerade because magic had a big fucking seal on it to keep the stars asleep. The Longinus was the center point of the seal. The dragon coat broke it, so they couldn't remake the seal and send the star back to sleep that way. The players on the Snark do. I should have told you.
We have not even had a chance to recover the fragments yet because that room was covered in Draconite. that we and well, the church doesn't really, and we're kind of on awkward terms with the church about the Elysians.
And the fact they did, and they didn't like you before, anyways.
Anyway, Coast, do we know where the Holy Grail is?
Nope. Do you want to add what Tara's looking for to the Biblo list?
No, for later, sure. I need to find a better place to store that.
If they're actually looking for something, it probably wouldn't have anything to do with the planet. That's just kind of a bonus for the dragons, I would guess.
Why the fuck are my frames dropped? Give me a second. My internet's being an asshole. Give me a second.
Is it wildly off saying that?
Can you repeat that? I
No,
didn't
the
hear.
thing is, Terror's MO seems to be gathering artifacts to use as basically magically bound hostages. It fucked with us by pulling out the Constitution a while back.
Where is it looking? Do we know?
All over the globe.
My instinct is the Holy Grail because it is the only major magical artifact of that scale that we don't have a
Ark?
good clue where it is.
How about the Ark?
Yeah, fair enough, that too.
Alexis frowns. Actually, wait, no. Snaps your fingers. I might have an idea actually for what I might be looking for if it's stupid, but. So the Fae and the
No.
dragons hate each other.
Yep.
You think it could be?
Yep.
You think it could be looking for
We got that.
Excalibur in order to further kneecap them?
I'm
Mm,
70% sure I know who has Excalibur, and that means we don't have to worry about it.
What the fuck do you think it is?
Call probably has it.
They have it. I think that is something to worry about. The fuckers have it. He says, pointing that out. Oh, did we lose someone in the Discord? Not the Discord. Roll 20.
Someone's muted, but no. We lost Taco Cat. We regained
What?
Taco Cat. But no, Lucine is basically. But no, I'm not sure they could use Excalibur effectively. If
I
it's a
think they
sacrifice
just want to
weapon.
keep it out of our hands.
And yeah, it's more letting Terror fruitlessly search for Excalibur is fine with me. We should keep an eye on see if we can find the Grail in the Ark, though.
See, not that yes. I need to. I'll clean up my lab later. That one will. I think I threatened it all. Still fucking terrifying though. I hate that bitch.
I
Mm.
will be updating.
Alexis is
Mood
then going to
list.
grab her broom and use it to basically shoo everyone out of her lab.
Jack, do you want to do our scene now, or
Yeah, being away from the demon summoning, Anima is just going to heave out a sigh. Glad that went better than basically any fiction she's heard of involving a demon deal.
and then if Anima's willing, Lucine will just drag her along to Lucine's room.
What? What?
What?
Alright.
Come on, we should catch up.
Alright.
Anima is continuing to look very confused. Like, catch up? What?
Right, I forgot I never actually told you my name back before the apocalypse. I'm Eerie. Been a while, Jack.
Anima is actually going to just kind of like freeze up like a deer in spotlights at that and just say, fuck.
Lucine turns and looks concerned. Why is that a fuck?
This is complicated. I had hoped to not have this conversation when I left Michigan. She just kind of trails off thinking of what exactly to say.
Lucine is listening, and if you see her tiara awkwardly flashing between tiara and horns, no comment.
Hmm.
The answer to that is kind of. When you greeted me that way.
What do you mean?
Emma's just going to rub her forehead. She's just going to say, this is something I wasn't wanting to say to anyone, which is why I left. I mean, I'm not even sure if any of her family was still around in Michigan. Probably not. I just know that she ran and got away.
Wait, what? You're. What?
I suppose it depends on how you think about it. How many people do you know that actually survived draconic territories?
Not many.
How many people do you know that survived draconic territories that got changed in drastic ways aside from draconic?
None?
Drakius did not survive.
Oh. I'm going hunting. Lucine just fucking runs out of the room and heads to the surface. She needs to go kill something at the moment.
You're not killing a dragon
Emma
off
is just
screen.
going to wince, having been prepared to explain further, but Emma is just going to wince, having been prepared to slowly explain further, but she's going to give you your space for now.
You are not off screening a dragon. Also, give me a second. Why is my internet so bad tonight?
Rose, I'm not expect. If she even gets a dragon kill, it's going to be the corpses so mangled and shredded and eviscerated that there's nothing left to loot.
I'm not updating the count.
Anima is just going to kind of awkwardly walk back into the main area and probably start seeing what people need in the area planted and shit.
Yep. Yeah. Lucine is not having a great day.
Seems like they need to talk this out more later.
Yep.
Drama, suffering. I love it. So, any other scenes we're doing over the 2-day time skip?
Yes. There's a whole pile of them.
I was poking you guys to make them happen.
Yeah.
I know that I was thinking there might be a scene between Ashley and Anima, kind of using Anima's gun as a starting point and going from there. What do you think, Drac?
Sure, that sounds good.
Works for me. Works for me. Up to you. How are you starting the scene?
Where is Anima hanging out around now? Probably.
Probably wherever there's plenty of soil to be creating plants for the group. She's probably grown a good few peach trees by now, which she's kind of worked on distributing to anyone who's injured. Actual like generic fruits. Basically anything that shouldn't normally be growing underground somehow is.
Ascalon has a farm anyways, I will know. It's just never
Alright.
been on screen right now. On screen because you guys haven't gone there.
Yeah, Ashley is probably going to seek out Anima. Mostly to check in about the gun and also to check in with a new squad mate.
Anima's going to greet her kind of casually. There's been an awkward air between her and Lucine for the past,
Day.
well, however long it's been since that talk.
I'll say it's like a day.
Yeah, we'll see if Erie wants to follow up more on that, or if we want to wait until after the next mission.
Okay,
So she just kind of hasn't been talking with much of the squad. She's been mainly a loner, mostly because she's kind of forgotten how to socialize.
may I set the scene if that's not a problem, Drac?
Sure thing.
So I'll say that Anima is currently I'll say that Anima's currently in one of the smaller greenhouses close to the farming area. In the farming area, they've got a bunch of
Actually, I just figured out. I just figured out what she would be doing. She's probably working on the plant I told you guys about.
the
Oh, yeah,
fuck
moody
undead and
part.
constructs one.
Yes, fuck those immunities in particular.
It makes sense. So yeah, you're in the greenhouse working on that. It's basically just a greenhouse. The sunlight all comes from a bunch of UV lamps. Lamps they rigged up. They've got a couple of things set up, like a couple little those stakes they have for plants to grow around for those plants that are basically vines and such.
Yep, trellises.
Yep, they have a bunch of trellises stuff in the dirt, and they are enchanted to help plants grow faster. There's food, most because mostly just to keep the food supply up and going because they're feeding an entire city's worth of people.
Right. Meanwhile, Anima's looking at these enchantments and she's just like, amateurs.
Not everyone is blessed by the planet anyway. So, Ashley, how does your character walk into the greenhouse?
Probably kind of just wandering around. Because he does want to chat with Anima, but she's also like kind of just taking a walk outside of the laboratory.
Mm-hmm. See, you walk in, Anima's doing
So
her work.
Anima,
Go so.
Anima actually like jolts a little bit, like startled that someone actually addressed her.
ah,
She's kind of still full survival instincts for the past few months.
I'm sorry to startle you.
No, it's fine.
Might need to rename the bot of this later.
Oh well. I just thought I'd get a walk from the laboratory. I've been working on how to improve your gun for a fair while. I am curious, how long have you had it?
Uh, Probably 5 or 6 months. About since I don't know how long it took me to. She kind of thinks, not sure how to put that. Um, Awaken after the invasion. Probably 5 months or so.
Huh. Mm-hmm. So, fair bit of a while, not too long.
I mean, basically my entire life, but yes.
Oh. I don't think at this point the news of like
Lucine shared none of it.
No,
yeah.
I know she didn't. Once again, this is Anima being awkward and not knowing how to social.
This is fun because Ashley's low status charisma.
She kind Anima will kind of note your surprise at that and be like, I emerged from a tree, fully formed, basically as I am now, uh, just a little bit after the dragon invasion, and I've been just dealing with that since.
Ah, I just noticed he seemed particularly attached to that gun.
No, she doesn't speak Vietnamese.
Wasted opportunity.
She does speak to the planet, motherfucker.
Wow. We need to get her a minigun. But yeah, go.
Yes.
Look, if anyone's the heavy weapons guy, it's gonna be me.
I mean, yes, she's basically been my only companion through all of this. Once again, Anima referring to her weapon as something sentient.
Yeah, that's kind of how Ashley caught on. Oh, she has a history with that gun.
History.
Hmm.
Is that all, or are you just being awkward and trying to find the best wording?
Uh, oh, I'm just being awkward and trying to figure out where Ashley would go from there.
Ah, fair. Hmm.
Hmm. I'm curious, like, how good a shape did Anima's gun look when she arrived? Was it like really well taken care of? Was it like 5 months without being properly maintained?
About as good care as she could take of it while in the wilderness, so it's actually decently well polished and maintained, but it's just maybe a little bit worn in places.
All right.
Like the polish on the wooden stock might be kind of like rubbing off in some places, so it looks like just smooth wood instead of actually polished wood. I mean, assuming this one has any wood on the stock, I don't think it would actually, but you get the idea. Anna was just going to pause at thinking of how she's been referring to her gun. And she's going to say, "You know, I'm suddenly realizing this sounds odd."
You think?
Well, I just figured you were really attached to it.
Her, but yes.
Ashley will start noting this. Is the gun sentient?
Yes, actually. Though I'm not exactly sure if she can speak to anyone else. I mean, she's spoken to me.
Hmm.
The only one I'm holding her.
Huh. Interesting. Well,
Okay, I'm back. Apologies, I have to connect and reconnect, see if
Ah,
that
what the
fixed my
hell was
internet.
that?
If you're B-Boy Snap, I apologize.
Okay, okay. Yeah, and I was just like, God, I sound crazy. Um, but yes, she's been very helpful.
Ashley is not going to pick up on Anima thinking she sounds crazy.
Oh, Anna was actually saying that out loud. She's like, "This makes me sound crazy."
Ashley is just not going to think much of it. in part because she has seen a precedent for living items for sentient objects. I guess is the best way to put it.
Yep, the
Right.
Sukamone back
Oh,
in
by the way,
Japan,
would you like to
correct?
see how I made her?
Yeah.
Anima is then going to place her hand on probably an open patch of dirt away from the rest of the plants because she knows this draws a lot of iron out of the soil. And a tree will sprout forth, and instead of fruits, it is covered in firearms, like crates. She's like, I call it an infantry.
I didn't know trees could do that.
Mine can.
Huh.
It's been very useful. I would have run out of ammo a long time ago, even if I still had her.
Ah, yeah. I figure 5 months is a good way to go, even if you are looting whatever ammo you can along the way.
It's a bit of a specialty round too.
Hmm.
If I recall, it wasn't it? Like it's not a common round type.
Don't think
You know,
so.
you're using a fucking sniper.
Oh no, no.
Mon, yes.
Oh no.
Oh dear.
Jack, what have you done? Jack, what have you
What am
done?
I missing?
Look in the R20 chat. Look
I
in the
don't
R.
know what you're missing. I just know Mon, no.
What did I miss?
Look in the R20 chat. Look in the R20 chat.
I'm just wondering what. Oh, okay, okay.
Oh dear.
In, can the infantry make RPGs, Jack?
RPGs, yes, it is actually possible on the. I did list as a possibility for the infantry, but it's rare.
Oh no.
I will say, as soon as Karam starts doing that, Ashley gains an odd feeling that something is amiss.
Lamau.
But yes, that is a possibility.
That is deeply concerning. But yeah, as the tree sprouts guns and Ashley, may I have Ashley also think something if that's okay with you, Taco Cat? Taco Cat?
Hmm?
Can I pipe in add something to Ashley's train of thought regarding the infantry?
Sure.
Yeah,
You're pretty
it fires .50s. No way you're finding that in a civilian store. I don't think.
you're pretty sure the commander mission is going to love the shit out of that.
Oh, for sure, for sure.
I can't grow very many of them though. At least not in one place. They take pretty much all the iron out of the soil, as is probably pretty obvious.
Hmm. One thing I am curious: is growing rockets with that a no-go?
Rockets? Like
Like,
missiles?
yeah,
Uh,
like the ones the Prometheus uses.
I haven't seen anything that would go to a vehicle yet.
Ah,
Though it grows Molotovs pretty often,
interesting.
which is odd because that's not exactly a conventional weapon. You would think I
I
would know
guess a
every.
weapon is a
You would think
weapon.
you would think I would know everything that grew on the thing, but I'm honestly just as confused as you are. Sometimes it's like a gotcha.
I think I get what you mean. Well, I guess if the infantry thinks it's a weapon, then it's a weapon.
Suppose so. Though sometimes it grows body armor too, so it's a bit vague.
Body armor can be a weapon if you're in a pinch, I guess. Maybe.
I mean, it keeps you
Say
alive. That's
that
good
about a lot of
enough.
things, though.
I suppose that's true.
So, is that all, or
Anyway,
can I
do
end
you
the
need
scene off
anything
there?
from it?
Oh, no, you go.
Uh, I don't have anything in mind in particular. I mostly work with, as far as firearms go, I more modify them than need them outright, and most of my needs are vehicle related.
Ah, well, sorry, I couldn't help there.
Oh well. Still cool. Still cool.
I'm pretty happy with it. It was probably the first plant I made because I decided I needed a weapon immediately.
Hmm.
Understandable, considering the nature of your
Well, these
opposition.
days, that is a pretty big need.
So, am I good to end the scene off there?
Anyway, I think that's about it between us both being awkward.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, I just wanted to check first. So,
Coast?
what's up next?
Are we doing anything with Elysian weapons or not? Or is that not happening this batch?
Not happening this batch. Algin needs to finish all the material studies of Elysian.
Okay.
Most of it.
In that case, Lucine needs to talk to not Sister Sophia, much to her irritation.
Are you bringing anyone with you?
Probably whoever can be spared from main staff.
As in the higher ups?
Alexis is all. That's what I meant by main staff. The higher ups would be the pick because basically Lucine is trying to crack anti-psionic magic, and this is sadly the only psion we have.
Okay,
I'll go to the bathroom real quick.
okay, so Sister Grace is going to be going with you. Are any of the player characters going with you?
Unless Lucine will briefly mention it, but unless someone really wants to come, probably not.
Yeah, I'll probably tag along. I got nothing better to do.
But also, Kirov is the one she'd be most chill with coming.
So what is it again? I was
Lucine is
checking
going to
Discord.
Lucine is going to talk to Trader Sophia because Lucine is trying to crack anti-psionic magic, and sadly has no choice but to go to our only scion.
Lamau, funny. It's almost like I did that on purpose. Anyone else, or just those three?
Ashley would probably want to hear how it goes. She's also busy working on Anima's gun.
Okay. Also, I'll be right back. The cats are being weird. Give me a second. Okay, I'm back. Apologies. So just Kirov, Sister Sophia, and Lucine going to talk
Welcome
to
back. I think it's. I'm not sure if Ashley is coming.
Ashley.
I'm not sure if
Ashley
Ashley is
is
coming.
Ashley is busy working on anima.
Oh, you broke up a bit there.
Then just
She's
Kira.
also probably not the best for like, huh?
Oh, it's fine. Never mind. Okay.
So Ashley is busy and also is probably not the best to bring for interrogating someone.
Okay, quick check.
It's not
Sylvan
an
is
interrogation. It is. She's not trying to get secrets. She's just trying to do some basics. She's trying to figure out a magic thing that only Sophia can help with, much to her displeasure.
quick check. Sylvan is Sion coming with?
Lucine would rather Sion not come with.
Yes, so we know what Sion does as he pleases, so I'm asking her directly.
He knows when she's not wanted.
Okay, I just wanted to figure out. I figured I'd check. So the two of you and Sister Sophia head down to not Sister Sophia's room where she's currently at the door is Jeremiah, who nods towards the two of you. I'm going to say this is on the second day. Most people.
It is.
Yeah. Jeremiah nods as you show up. Arata's inside with her, keeping an eye on her.
You can stay. I'm not here for an interrogation. Natalie, I need psionic input on something.
He nods. I see. Let's see. She's been cooperative. I don't think that'll be a problem. Just don't question her about what she's drawing in the sketchbook. We've made sure it's not anything active. She's just designing something. She'll go on a technobabble rant about it.
Make sure what?
We gave her a notebook
Okay,
and a
props. It's too informative. Good to know.
we gave her a notebook. We gave her a notebook and a pencil. Pencil so she wouldn't complain. She's just been writing and just drawing and designing something in it. We're not sure what. The not stuff we understand. Still,
I can't even
You
object.
just don't understand any of the terminology she's using.
correct. I'm pretty sure she's doing it on purpose, just to be annoying, but I can't prove it. He grimaces underneath his helmet.
Anyway,
Yes, that's the point of malicious compliance.
But he pulls a key out from his armor, quickly unlocks the door, and nods. If you go in, I'll be locking it behind you just in case he does something funny.
fair enough. No. And then basically Lucine enters and just basically says, "Okay, look, I don't like you.
No, let me
I'm pretty
describe the
sure
room.
you don't like
Nope,
me,
nope, nope,
but I need
no. Let me describe the room first, please. Once,
I'd already shut up at the first no.
no, you did. That's why I was repeating it. I'm sorry. Once everyone's inside the room,
Microphone delay.
ah, once everyone's in the room, and Jeremiah closes it behind you. You can hear the door lock. Sophia's room is very bare bones. That's because basically everything's been taken out by the mooks, by people, all that. All of a sudden, there is a desk, bookshelf full of various books you can't use to get out. So not magic books like fiction mostly. A bed, a work desk, a chair. Arata is leaning against her closet, just just doing maintenance on his sword as you all come in. He just nods to you. She's been compliant, but kind of in a food right now. Not sure if she's gonna be paying attention to you if you try to talk to her. She says, drumming towards her non-sister's feet, and the tiny woman is deep in sketching, drawing, writing something in her notebook. Well, her notebook. She has like 5 of them piled up on the table. Table the table the room just bare. Besides that, though, lit by only a single light bulb because again they took out all the fancy stuff just in case she can't use it to escape. Now you're good to talk.
Lucine just stares pointedly and then pulls out some small mechanical doohickey that is distinctly broken, and also whatever it is not something that would be remotely useful and has very few parts.
Like a
Oh,
pencil,
I get it. It's just catnip.
like a pencil sharpener.
Not quite. Pencil sharpener? Yeah, you know what? That works.
Okay, so the moment you pull,
Okay,
so the
you
moment you
don't.
pull it up, non-sister Sophia perks up and looks over to you. Oh, it's you. She just gives you the most flat look.
I don't like you. You don't like me. But at the moment, you're the only siren we have, and I need to figure out how to dispel psionics. So let's just shut up and get to work.
Is that what your friends are here for? In case I do
Something
something
for you to
stupid?
repair so we... Actually, he just wanted to tag along.
And the scary nun. Non-sister
Probably
Sophia
that,
just
yeah.
sighs. Yes, and well, if something does happen, I want to make sure you don't die. Fair. Pushes her glasses up, leans back. Okay, yada yada yada. Yada yada? Yada yada. What is it?
And I'm attempting to figure out how to dispel psionics. That's why I brought the pencil sharpener. Because your entire shtick is repairing broken items.
I mean, I know how to do it in theory. Theory is just okay. Basically, what you have to do, he says, pushing up the glasses, is basically. I'm going to be using very simple terms here because thumbs to Arada, thumbs to Kirov. These two don't understand Magibabble, and I don't want to make them think I'm throwing a metal hazard at you or anything stupid like that. So, the very, very simple explanation for how you dispel psionics is, well, how you dispel psionics is, let me repeat that. Slaps the finger. Basically, you gotta punch him in the soul. Because that's where psionics comes. The power
Right,
direct.
I think I remember something being said about psionics being their soul manifested on reality.
Yes, soul being directly
Effectively,
applied to reality. That's how psionics work, yes. For
so
complicated.
dispelling the effect would be effectively punching it on the soul level. Okay.
Yes,
Because
it's.
not because yeah, it should be possible to dispel a psionic effect that's not necessarily on the caster, but yeah. At this point, I think Lucine is just going to kind of start experimenting and repeating.
Yeah, as you start to work on that, listen, nonsense, work on that. Nonsense, Sister Sophia is going to just sneak behind the two of you, pick up a notebook, and start paging through it. Paging through it, she's going to gesture for you to come over, Kirov.
Okay.
So, Trader Sophia, you are very salty about this. It is extremely funny. Anyway, so Trader Sophia is just working on the machine. You're just experimenting with the repairing and the negating and such. Just very busy work, but so come on. You look at the
Yes.
text. You look at the text. You know what the first thing it reminds you of? Like the old timey
What?
anatomy books, like old timey anatomy books.
Vaguely.
It kind of reminds you of those mixed with
Yeah.
blueprints. For well, you can't make head and tails of them tales of the nonsense he's going to like genetic spell sequences or whatever the fuck. What you can figure out though is that it looks like she's trying to make some form of non-draconic hive mind species. Mostly because her writings explicitly say that's what she's trying to do at a couple points in the notebook. You are a better tactician than me, Kira. What do you think of this? She says softly, Sister Sophia says the nun leaning to you.
I think she's trying to create a variation of that psionic dragon's whole hive mind thing.
Some sort of alternative to her origin makes sense. How much of a problem do you think it would be if she could get this up and running? Because from the looks of it, she's trying to make something that's not parasitic. Unlike her origin.
Lucine can probably hear this discussion at minimum.
They are whispering. They are whispering. Sister Sophia is whispering.
Not a big room.
Fair enough. No, Sister Sophia doesn't appear to give a shit if she can hear it, though.
Honestly, this sounds like something you should be asking a psychologist, because I have no idea how the human mind would even handle that kind of thing.
Non-Sister Sophia snorts at that and pokes right up. Bold to assume I want to be human.
Well, Lucine just pokes up from where she's working. Exactly one way you can get me to trust you, and it would solve your little humanity issue.
I'm not drinking the cancer blood that should be exploding by all reasonable metrics.
I'm not letting near anything.
Yeah, I know. You don't trust me because of my origins bullshit. Yeah, yada yada.
I
You
don't
do.
trust you because the only reason you flipped was purely pragmatic. You would join the dragons again if you felt it made sense for your goals.
Eh?
Hold on a second. This whole conversation just got me thinking. Do you think what you've got going is actually potentially partially psionic in nature, if it's a whole manifesting your own will on a reality, and how your whole thing is like anthema?
Would be, but I don't. The crown I've got is literally magic. Using that, having a cornerstone be psionics doesn't make sense, though. Wait, that might. Lucine starts scribbling.
Oh god damn it!
You
You've
just
given her.
didn't. Mon, you just may have solved.
What did I do?
You just gave me a direction to solve the instability problem.
Oh god,
And
fucking.
Lucine does say that in.
And anyways, on the whole pragmatic thing,
Psionics would solve that.
on the whole pragmatic thing, it is that's actually kind of a no. No, on the whole, I joined the dragons again. For one thing, I'm not Noah. That's very clear. I'm not that. I'm not my origin. She says bluntly. Two, I like being my own
What, are you like the part of its psyche that it rejected?
Let me talk, please, she said, raising a finger at you. To explain, if I was going to, while Noah's light will definitely like having multiple backup sources for archiving data, rejoining the dragons, even my origin side like that, would still cost me my individuality. I like having that. Trying to make it so when my plans with that suggestions to our notebooks, don't get rid of that for any of the people involved because morals, I unfortunately have them, and it just gets you more willing people willing to sign up.
That right there is why I don't trust you.
Lady, I am not a dragon. I do not want to be a dragon. Ergo, I am
Lucine rolls her eyes, considering the fact that she is literally.
You go first.
Could you repeat this? Lucine is just rolling her eyes because the fact is, unity is literally the core, one of the core things behind the Elysiums. She probably has goals, but also, yeah, it's mostly she is never going to trust Sophia unless she completely binds herself to the cause like that.
So anyway, Sophia's gonna roll her eyes back. But yes, I am not a dragon. I do not want to be a dragon. Being slave to my origin like this, like the prior arrangement, was a bit uncomfortable. And well, to be blunt, I know how the draconic drive interacts with data obsession. Eventually, the bash is going to start eating away at the universe, just eating away at the universe in order to gather atomic data. I like existing, thank you very much.
Could you repeat? Ghost, could you repeat that because I couldn't hear it properly?
I don't like repeating myself. Sorry, I'm just snapping at my internet. I apologize. Give me a second. Would
Sorry?
it kill my internet provider to have consistently good information? Okay, consistently good fucking Wi. Stop dropping to 1 bar fucking Wi. Forgive me, I'm screaming at my Wi-Fi. Eventually, my Orion's data drive is going to drive him to start devouring reality for maximum getting data. I like existing, thank you very much. She's gonna sigh at that.
No, if you ever want any actual access to our resources, offers on the table.
Yeah, I'd rather not be at risk of exploding.
Alright, so let me get this right and see if I understand this. Did, like, coming here and entering the wards cut off your connection to it?
Yes. In addition, I was designed to be an independent terminal for this purpose anyways, and two, and part of how Noah's did that, because Noah's did that involved well, she's going to point straight at Lucine. Your wards rely upon hostile intent. I in fact do not want you guys to die. I think you're a fucking stupid idiot, but you're unfortunately my best bet against not getting eaten by the fucking lizards.
For the record, I have patched your exploit. Stealing secrets now counts.
Yeah, figured as much. Noah's figured as much. That's why they burned me the moment they realized I was out. I don't need to explain. You auto grumbles under her breath for a second. Anyways, point is, I am on your side because if I'm not on your side, I side the dragons fucking kill me, and I like being alive, and I don't want to kill you anyways.
Well, this is a classic conundrum if I've ever seen one.
Nothing she says. Lucine has made clear exactly what she needs to prove trust, and nothing she said is going to do that. So Lucine is working on the stability issue, because that is kind of important.
She's gonna stare at you. I cannot. I'm not gonna get the fucking zealot. If my origin couldn't
I mean, didn't you bait the queen into some kind of deal?
My origin did, yes. I don't know the full details. That information wasn't.
No, he's talking to Lucine.
She tilts her head and looks at Lucine.
I am. Bluntly, you know too much. I baited the queen because she had incomplete info, but I'm. Simply put, I am not willing. I know there are swords that can cut there are weapons that can cut those deals. I know my sword is one of those. I'm not going to rely on that.
Nonsense. Sophia's gonna snort. I wouldn't be surprised if Queenie is trying to finagle one of those up on General Principle for what my origin gave me on her psychological data. She doesn't like it being controlled. Period.
Yeah, that checks out.
Anyway, she puts her glasses up. The and if yes, I am willing to. I am perfectly willing to do anything that's not drinking the explosive cancer blood to prove I'm trustworthy because I don't want the dragons to break into this place and eat my face.
I mean, isn't the obvious solution to include not seeking out one of those as part of the deal?
You didn't do
There
that.
is that would work, but
Deal's
call me
already made.
paranoid, but I'm not. No, no, no. We're back to Sophia.
Ah, Sophia snorts. I mean, I'd accept that. I'd accept that. Again, I do not want the giant fucking. I do not want the reality back lizard zombies to eat my face. I like having a face, thank you very much.
Perhaps I'll bring the offer back if once I've got it stabilized, and I will.
She's gonna just stare at you. Hey, yeah, yeah, yeah. Anyways, gonna stop forgetting. Actually, there is one thing that might be relevant. Question mark. I'm not sure. I'm not sure, but there was something Noah explicably told me to keep an eye out for, but I didn't find any data for it.
Oh, what?
Noah's wanted me to keep an eye out for data relating to. She closed her eyes and leans back, clearly checking her brain memory. Plagues for some reason.
Eggs?
Plagues. Plagues. She says, spelling it out.
No, yeah, that's what I heard. I'm just confused. Lucine is mildly curious, and well, you know what? That's going in the list.
Anyways,
Hero thinks for a moment and then groans. I think he might have been planning on giving that shit to the blood asshole.
that tracks. I'm not sure that tracks. But yes, that's going to be a thing to keep an eye out for. I'm not sure. Again, he didn't. Noah didn't tell me why to keep an eye out for. The only thing they told me about why was you don't need to know. Is there anything else? I have a project to get to because it's kind of the only thing I can do besides do with my spare
I think
in this
at
place.
this point, has Lucine finished cracking what she actually came here for before they started arguing?
Which is which is dispel psionics, correct?
Yeah.
Make me an knowledge spellcraft check. Make me a spellcraft check.
Okay, I'm going to be rolling something else because my spellcraft button is still fucked.
Why is it fucked?
Because it's an extra skill. I'm trying to find
That's a crit. Yeah, you know it.
right. Yep, Lucine, and also Lucine can now teach the other two casters dispel psionics.
Over free. Alexis.
No, Io can't share learn though. I guess she could learn this one. Yeah, that's going on the FX list.
God damn it. But yeah, so if you want Sophia,
No,
yes. So Sophia's just gonna ask. So is that all, or can I get back to tinkering with the thing I actually care about?
that's all.
Okay. Have fun fighting a vampire. Stop. I know Noah's was working on reverse engineering your mechs and doing some sort of fucky shit with them. I don't know what. Well, I'm not sure if they're done either, so keep an eye out for that.
Right,
Lucine
brain
is
anti-tank weapons, got it.
Anyways, I'm going. Please, can you please leave? I want to keep working on my. She's promptly interrupted by the bases by the by the alarms fucking screaming. Drac, I have a question. Where is Anima right at this moment in time space continuum?
Sorry.
Where is Anima right now?
Actually, probably just outside of Lucine's room, leaving that note.
Okay, so right as you leave that note down and walk away, you feel the planet scream out in pain.
Anima is cursing, and she's actually going to recoil outright herself.
Then the alarms start blaring and blaring,
I know what's happening.
and Tearfing Squadron's phones all ring at once. Tearfing
Yeah,
Squadron?
this
just
was
out of
bound to happen
curiosity,
sooner or later.
Hangar, if it's where we think it is, I've already got the sigils.
So, no, Tearfing Squadron, your phones ring and
Hopefully, the phone can
automatically
pick it up
connect.
immediately.
Yeah, they automatically connect. Mexican's pressing through with a important alert. We have a big problem.
Let me guess, blood finally showed up?
We tracked the cloud to its layer. Blood reformed layer. We weren't sure if it was it until the bastard reformed. Bad news. The bastard reformed as an arc dragon.
Yeah, I kind of figured that given the data we had.
Yeah, the sigils should be ready. At this point, Lucine has long since left Sophia's room and is just on the way to the hangar.
Yes, if Sophia is following after you. To make matters worse, Overwatch satellite has picked up an has well, to be blunt, the layer is in. I'm checking the map for a second so I can do this properly. Give me a moment.
What, fucking Detroit?
It's not in Detroit, thankfully. No, it's relatively close, which in this case is bad. Clears his throat. It is in Hartford, Connecticut, from what we can tell.
Fuck's sake.
Where is it?
Hartford, Connecticut. To make matters worse, we're picking up a lot of movement on the Overwatch satellite in the area. And by a lot of movement, I mean he's gonna grit his teeth and frown. Is that everything within 25 miles of the layer that's dead appears to be getting back up and heading straight towards Ascalon. Everything.
Of course, the motherfucker cracked the zombie plague.
Dragons, human corpses are getting back up, turning into dragons. We've got a bunch of shit coming our way. ETA is currently being calculated by the Overwatch satellite. We need you to get going fucking now.
On my way. Lucine pre-prepped the sigils as best as she could. So it should be pretty close already. And then also, Lucine yells, consider damning secrecy and just getting our blood in play.
We'll consider it when the fucking undead get here, right? We'll consider it when the undead get here. I'm not sure how they're going to interact with the wards, but the moment we reveal they can actually spread quickly, our neighbor up north is going to have opinions on that, and I don't want to deal with them.
I'm pretty. She may already know, honestly.
I don't want. He grumbles. Potentially. Anyways, go.
Yeah, but yeah, Lucine has pre-prepped the circle. We're going to be going in.
So,
by the way, on the way.
no, we're ending the session off here.
Oh no. Host, all I wanted to say, or are we not launching? What? Lucine was basically going to say, "So everyone, we're doing Halo drop again."
You can do that. Yeah, that works. Yeah, well,
Anima is going to scoop up her weapon and gather up with the rest, still actually looking kind of mildly sick, like she's slightly pale.
Yeah, Lucine is not super focused on that at the moment. Sorry.
This is fair.
this is fair. But yes, as you guys head out, as you guys head out, we'll end the session off to there to be continued, and I'll bring us all back to the main screen so I can do something I've been waiting to do for a while. Arc Dragons Quelled. 3 out of 8. Next time on
Also,
Drakopocalypse.
Lucine everyone's kit has one Elysian Draconite stake in it.
Okay. So yes, next time on
Makes sense.
Well, Kirov
Drakopocalypse.
has his duct tape to an actual stake.
So I'll the time. Give me a sec. So next time on Drakopocalypse, the party will be going out to hunt down the newborn Arc Dragon. You don't know its domain, but you do know it sent a bunch of fucking zombies towards Ascalon.
I mean, it's a pretty damn easy guess. It's just undeath or something.
Perhaps.
One.
Perhaps. But yes, well, to be continued
Oh,
on that note.
Ghost, this one is blindingly obvious.
Let me have my
It could just be death.
No, because I'm pretty sure we'd all riot if it started throwing out save or die effects.
You would in fact riot. That's why it's not save or die gimmick. That's not what it's gimmick. Anyway, so yeah, we'll to be continuing on this note next. No, I did a freebie last week, so this Sunday we'll be picking up where we left off, and the party will be hunting down the newborn Arc Dragon.
I assume that's probably going to take a couple of sessions before we get back to base.
At least
most
two.
likely.
At least two. Then that's going. At least two. I'm thinking 2 maps right now. Potentially 3 if I want to split up the dungeon to touch
I
more.
have time to write that note.
You have time to write that note. But yeah, so before we head out, I'm going to make a very simple note about all this. I've been waiting to have that counter increase for a while. I was originally hoping it was going to increase during the eclipse.
Yeah, I know you mentioned that.
Yeah.
Like I've been very obvious that my favorite outcome of the Pandora fight was Pandora manages to successfully escape.
I mean, Kos, she was never going to do that. What I never told you was one single thing. Lucine was going to activate every single precaution on turn 6.
You are going to have enough mojo. I'll argue that after. Oh no, wrong button.
It doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter.
Lucine would have tried. We don't need to worry about what would have actually happened.
Fair enough. Anyways, I am ending the stream now. Have a good night, everyone.